Every now and then you find a hidden masterpiece that truly destroys the expectations of all who watch it. A masterpiece so well made that it redefines the medium that we know as anime. And this is definitely not one of those, but you know, it's alright. Reincarnated as a Sword was originally a light novel on Shousetsuka ni Naro that got chosen to receive an anime adaptation. Since all isekais are basically the same, most of them start from the same place. Almost all isekais that you know come from Shousetsuka ni Naro, including Reincarnated as Kirby, Bone Daddy, Pyromaniac Child Go and Oh God, Make It Stop, Please Help Me, Oh God, Oh God. This is why most isekais have outrageous concepts and names to try to stand out from the others, such as Reborn as a Vending Machine. The hero and his elf bride open a pizza parlor in another world. Do You Love Your Mom and Her 2-hit multi-target attacks? And the soon-to-be-released light novel by Lunar Equinox, reincarnated into a reusable tampon to be used periodically. These titles are essentially clickbait, and judging by how many isekais there are, I think it's working, considering I just watched an anime about a guy reincarnated as a sword. This anime follows the adventures of a man who was killed and reincarnated as a sword. Who would have guessed? Now think of all the great characters who refused to accept who they were and found ways to overcome themselves. Yeah, our main character doesn't do that. He just goes, "Welp, guess I'm a sword now," then grinds out some bosses to get stronger. And a lot of goblins. Like, a lot of them. I'm pretty sure that he killed more goblins than Goblin Slayer did in the first few minutes of the anime. He does this to collect skills to get somebody to wield him. Despite being able to kill some of the strongest creatures, he's stopped by his only weakness: magic dirt. Isekais are synonymous with many things. Nerdy gamer self-insert main character, a fanbase that complains about little things like, "Actually, in the light novel her hues were purple," and of course, enslaving cute anime girls. However, the author Utanica does something completely unexpected to Fran when she pulls the sword from the stone. He decided to do an isekai taboo, freeing the enslaved anime girls instead of making a harem out of them. Now that Fran has been given a sock and is set free, she names the sword Teacher. So, the first thing that he teaches her is how to murder some goblins that are just hunting rabbits. The meeting for this anime must have gone like, "Hey, do you want some of the enemies to be goblins?" "Yes." "Okay, how many?" "Yes." The rest of the plot follows Franz and Teacher's journey to become adventurers and murdering more goblins. Like, why do they keep... Teacher creates a stark difference of what a normal isekai protagonist should be, because he's a sword. He acts more as a father figure to Fran, and not like a metamorphosis father figure, more like one who sends a 12-year-old into a battlefield so that she can level up and evolve. While he may appear like a budget Pokemon trainer, he's more like a Pokemon trainer who pulls out a Glock and shoots the other Pokemon to help. This is because the relationship that they have is very symbiotic, both relying on each other because apes together strong. Adopted father tier. Unlike most deuteragonists, Fran is more involved in the story than Teacher is. Black cats are seen as inferior species since they're unable to evolve. Did they do this so that Fran would stay as a lolly? Maybe, but it was also so that we could have the ever-present isekai plot of racism, as well as making her final goal of the anime to evolve. Fran is much darker than your typical character in an isekai. You don't see Naofumi cutting off somebody's legs for insulting his shield, because he's too busy grooming a child. It's odd to think that what makes this anime special is more Fran than the guy who is reincarnated as a sword. She still does have a Kung Fu Panda-ass backstory though. Slayer of Goblins tier. No, but why did she have to kill so many goblins? I don't... You probably expected me to scream, but I'm a respectable member of society. Yeah! Amanda's a maternal figure known as the guardian of children. Since Fran is in fact a child, she decides to stalk her until she loves her, much like Minecraft YouTubers. Best girl tier. Then you have the other characters. Klimt, the guy with the funny name. The first receptionist from an adventurers guild with the personality. People who think it's a smart idea to rob somebody where they hang out. Random quest-giving NPCs. Some dwarf with pink eye, who proves once again that all dwarfs have two wolves inside of them. One who is a blacksmith, and one who swings around a big axe. Then you have the villains, who consist of bad people. And innocent goblins. I mean, what did they do? The animation was done by C2C Studio, who made notable things like that time I was reincarnated as a sword. I wouldn't say that the animation is bad, it's just okay. I did enjoy that it was a bit darker, not shying away from gory scenes. But in most fights, you will notice that the enemy will just teleport behind her so that they don't have to animate the movement to get there. Let me just give you some other examples of some shortcuts that were taken.
こりゃボーナスステージだぜ。
いっぱい切った。
数時間に及ぶ攻防の末。勝ったな！
The fights did get better as the anime went along, but this, along with numerous still shots, made for nothing extremely noteworthy, but nowhere near bad. The voice acting, on the other hand, was a completely different story. This anime had such a stacked roster of voice actors. Fran's voice actress has done roles such as Eris in Isuzu. Teacher's voice actor has done the second most character roles when it comes to seiyus. Amanda's voice actress voiced Hollow and Ryuko. I mean, even the voice actress for the receptionist voiced everybody's favorite best girl, Astolfo. The dialogue, on the other hand...
戦場じゃてめえみてえなガキ火あぶりにして遊んだっけな。
It's a little confused, but it's got spirit.
遠慮しなくて。
Was that a Looney Tunes soundtrack? I will say that I did enjoy the anime despite its flaws. There are many isekai that I put in the isekai I'm gonna forget about folder, and I would be lying if I said this wasn't one of them. I say this, but as I'm recording this, season 2 was just announced and I'll probably watch it still. I wasn't a huge fan of the generic world or side characters, despite having some pretty interesting mysteries, like what the hell was this horse? I did love the mentorship dynamic that it took instead of the normal, you pretty girl, sleep with me.
I'm gonna come.
I do always enjoy MMORPG gaming abilities, except when they list them all over the screen. I ain't reading all that. I'm happy for you though, or sorry that it happened. This may shock you, but this unfunny YouTuber didn't find the comedy in this anime all that great. I think the funniest part was how they made it canon that females wear armor like this because magic and stuff and it's safer. It just makes sense, okay? Did the emotional moments hit? Well, for most people, yeah. But I just couldn't get that invested. I mean, look at these eyes. It was a serious moment, but I was laughing because it reminded me of the SAO abridged eyes. Overall, do I think that you should watch this anime? Maybe. Maybe.
実は僕はダンジョンマスター。ダンジョンマスター。ダンジョン制覇。これより逃げるために生まれる以上褒められた。徳さん、絶対に逃げない。
Maybe the hell not! 0 out of 10. Too many innocent goblins killed.
バイバイ。
Hello, Reincarnated as a Sword Lunar here. If you enjoyed the train wreck that was this video, then click here to check out my channel. Click here to check out the recommended video, and click here to check out my most recent video. And check out my second channel, and maybe join my Discord if you're interested. Okay, goodbye.